Okay, let's try this again. Sorry about that. I had my audio muted. I don't know why, but anyway. So I wanted to tell you guys congratulations and that I'm really proud of you and wish that I could be there and that I'm glad to be a really small part of your education and your development into becoming a counselor. And I wanted to introduce you to Aubrey, but she's taking a nap now. So if you want to see her, you can watch the video with no audio and practice reading your nonverbal skills. But this is a book that I really like, and I want to read something from the last chapter. It's called Letters to a Young Therapist by Mary Pfeiffer. And she's a very well-known and long-term counselor and therapist and lives in Nebraska. And I just really like this book. It's going to be a few minutes long, so feel free to get comfortable. But it really says what I want to say to you all. It's the book is a counselor writing to her supervisee, and her supervisee's name is Laura. Dear Laura, I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving. My kids will all be home, and we'll have our usual walks on the prairie, Trivial Pursuit games, and movies. It's my favorite holiday, a celebration of family, even though we'll also have our usual arguments and tense moments. Then they will go home and winter will come. After the holidays, you'll have a new supervisor. I miss your friendly smile, and I'll miss your eager questions, and I'll miss writing you these letters. Life is always changing. Time passes. Thoughts and emotions come and go. Tragedy strikes, and then grace and joy peek around the corner. Relationships flourish and wither. Passion waxes and wanes. Hope flags and then returns at our darkest moments. Whatever is happening now will be replaced. The Buddhist concept of non-attachment can be a helpful one. In the end, what I really want to say is this. Although many of us have joyous interludes, for most people life is hard. As author Wallace Stegner wrote, we were going to leave our mark on life, but instead life left its mark on us. Some lucky people enjoy delicious decades, but for many people, every stage of life waxes at least as difficult as it is easy. Almost everyone I know has a much harder and more complicated life than others realize. Parenthetically, this awareness allows me to tolerate cranks and grumps. When a clerk snaps at me or a driver honks and gives me the finger, I tell myself, who knows what that person is enduring right now? Perhaps they have a family member dying, or are about to declare bankruptcy, or have just been dumped by the person they most desire. When I do that, my husband rolls his eyes at me, but I still do it. Childhood is idyllic only in retrospect. Children have lives fully complex as those of adults. Adolescence can be torture, young adulthood filled with angst, and adult life thorny with problems. People get married or they don't. Their children grow up or they don't. They grow ancient or they don't. Old age, if people make it that far, requires the patience of Job. To survive, we must all learn to live in the world with broken hearts. In South Africa, I was enchanted by the Cape of Good Hope, the place where the ice, choppy Atlantic meets the serene and warmer Indian Ocean. That beautiful cape is also known as the Cape of Storms. In my mind, I can see the cusp of a wave, the one that signals the place the Atlantic crashes onto the Indian Ocean. The froth on the wave, that is where life is. We are all more alike than we are different. In the end, we all want the same things, but I call the 5 R's in my book, Another Country. Beyond the basics such as food and shelter, but not really less essential, we all want respect, relaxation, relationships, results, and realization. Respect and relaxation are self-evident. By relationships, I mean we want to love and be loved. By results, I mean we yearn to do good work. We want to live well, and we need our lives to matter. Realization refers to fulfilling our potential. Margaret Mead defined the ideal society as one that has a place for every human gift. The ideal human allows for the development of those gifts. and for their use for the benefit of others. Of course, we all have our neuroses, our blind spots, and our Achilles heels. We're all Shakespearean buffoons as well as tragic heroes. Yet, paradoxically, even as doing therapy has helped me see all the cruelties and stupidities that we humans commit, it has also reinforced my belief, developed in my childhood, that most people are basically decent. I think of my client Helga, a middle-aged Czech woman who butchered hogs in her basement and called refrigerators, ice boxes, and garages car sheds. She'd been physically abused as a girl by her father and tormented during her years in school for being heavy and poor. She'd married a farmer, much less intelligent than she, who had become very ill. She worked a factory job, ran the farm, and took university correspondence courses, even as she raised kids, cared for the husband, and did all the housework. She came to therapy because her husband, threatened by her intelligence, didn't want her to go to college. She felt she must complete her education so she would be prepared herself to support the family when he was gone. And besides, she loved school. She pronounced the word college in a hushed and reverent way. As Helga and I talked, I felt what I often feel, a deep respect for the courage of ordinary people, the ones who get up every morning and do what needs to be done. Therapists cannot eliminate sickness, death, bullies, financial scandals, mean-spirited coworkers, or unforgiving kin, but we are not helpless. We can tell people that yes, life is hard, but that they are not without adequate resources and wisdom to cope. We can spin a web of stories or help them make a careful decision. We can suggest they watch a sunset, cuddle a baby, or dance under cottonwoods. Buddha said life is suffering, but he didn't say it was ignoble. At best, our work allows people to hallow suffering into empathy and wisdom. We therapists are small potatoes, but we are connected to an ancient and beautiful idea. Since time began, humans have needed shamans, curanderos, and tribal healers. We have implored each other for help exorcising our demons. Since the beginning, we have asked the same questions. Am I safe? Am I important? Am I forgiven? Am I loved? Our profession has experienced its share of blunders, some of them disastrous, but our goals of understanding others' points of view, alleviating human suffering, and enhancing relationships are noble goals. At our best, we respect the complexity of the universe with all its uproar and glory. Songwriter Greg Brown compared life to a thump-ripe melon, so sweet and such a mess. Writing this book, I discovered that being a therapist is less about making a living and more about living my life. Simply put, it's a way of paying attention, which is the purest form of love. One of the Shavano principles of spiritual activism is, do not insulate yourself from the pain of the world. The text reads, when we open ourselves to the pain of the world, we become the medicine that heals the world. Laura, students, graduates, there is no better work than what we do. It has been my pleasure to watch you flower and bloom over the past 2 years. You will all be excellent therapists. Welcome to the field. Thanks for letting me be a part of your career, and keep in touch as you feel comfortable. Wish I could be there to give you all a hug and a high five tomorrow. Send me a picture if you think about it. Have a great day.